Hello there everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm holding my clip-on microphone like some kind of journalist at the Oscars trying to catch celebrities as they come past me on the red carpet, and that can only mean one thing. That means this video is completely unscripted, unrehearsed, unpracticed, a raw stream of thought coming off the top of my head about a specific subject that I want to talk about. Now these videos tend to be a little bit more rambly than my scripted ones, but I've made a lot of scripted content over the last couple of weeks and I wanted to sit and talk about this in an honest, raw way. Because it's been playing on my mind for the last few days, and it's just something I want to talk about because I think it's a strange issue for the Quest 3 and kind of VR or meta in general. And I like to be honest, I like to be raw, and this format kind of works for me. Now I really love my Quest 3. I think I've made that pretty clear over the last few weeks. My review was mostly positive, probably 80% positive. I was glowing about the MR, the pass-through's great, very serviceable. It is still a bit grainy, but for what it does, it's really good. Graphically, the games that have been enhanced are incredible, especially Pop 1. I'll put some footage behind me. The hands, the character models, the guns, they look like the PC VR version. That game is very impressive, and it's free to play, so download it and play it if you have a Quest 3 and you want to see something that's really taken advantage of the additional power of this hardware. I really like the Quest 3, and I truly believe we won't see what this hardware can do, really, until probably 6 or 8 months from now, maybe longer. Devs need some time to really kind of dial into what it can do. And I think once that time has passed, we'll start to see games that really showcase how powerful this hardware is. I don't think we've seen anything yet that really shows that. But it's not the power of the device I want to talk about today. It's the comfort of the device, and more specifically, the accessories that are available to counter and improve the comfort of the device. I think the Quest 3, and maybe even this market of kind of high-end tech in general, but that's probably a conversation for a different day, has a problem with the pricing of their accessories. I think it's wildly out of step with what a lot of the accessories are worth and what a lot of normal consumers are willing to pay for something that really should come with a device that costs £479.99 for the base version. Now this video has come about for two reasons. Firstly, I do not like the comfort of the stock strap of the Quest 3. I don't think it's good enough at all. It gave me headaches almost immediately. If I tried to play for any longer than an hour, it's just not comfortable. And I'm not the only one. I've seen people echo that sentiment time and time again on Twitter. I have seen some outliers. I've seen a few people say they're actually fine with it, but the overwhelming majority aren't happy with the stock facial interface and strap. The Quest 3 should have come with something better, and I understand why it didn't, because there's so much money and markup in the accessories game, and Meta want to make money on the accessories that they offer. They want to sell you those additional extras to make the thing more comfortable. It's like buying an iPhone. You buy an iPhone, really it should probably come with a screen protector and a case. But if you buy an iPhone from an Apple store, they'll try and sell you a case for £50. My wife was suckered into that fairly recently. She didn't really realise how much that thing was going to be. It all went through the till, and then she was like, oh my god, saw the receipt. That case, that piece of plastic was £50, $60 for those of you in the States. You can get the same thing on Amazon from a third party for £8. So accessories is a big business for these companies. And I think Apple have led the way in inflating the cost of accessories, making them incredibly expensive, to the point where most people will go and look for alternatives. And the problem with the Quest 3 right now is that there aren't a lot of alternatives because it's so new. So people at the moment who have this shiny new toy can almost feel forced into buying whatever official accessories that Meta have just to make it more usable, just to make it more comfortable, just to play with their new toy that they've invested in, that they were excited to buy. But that means spending £69.99 for the Elite strap without a battery extension, or £129.99 for an Elite strap with a battery extension. That's almost a third of the cost of the Quest 3. More like 26%, I'd say, but 26% of the cost of the Quest 3 just for a piece of plastic with an additional battery in the back that you can charge to make the thing more comfortable to use it. I think that's a problem. I think we've got to the point where these accessories are so wildly overpriced, and many of them do not justify their price point and do not come even close to justifying their price point if you really analyze it and you really look at that. So that's what I'm going to do today. Now, Meta have sent me a bunch of accessories, and I thank them eternally for doing so. I'm in a very privileged position where they see me as someone of value in the community, but I'm also someone with honesty and integrity. I like a lot of the accessories they've sent me, but I think the problem is with the pricing. And I'm just going to go through quickly and talk about the accessories they've sent me, and talk about what I'd pay for them, honestly, truthfully, in reality. So let's go through it. Now, first up, we have this replacement facial interface and strap. Now, this is the exact same facial interface and strap as the stock gear, but it's available in two different colors. It's available in elemental blue, which is what I've got, which is what you're seeing here or somewhere, wherever it's going to be, and it's also available in blood orange. Now, I love the blood orange. I think that is such a vibrant color. Orange is my favorite color. It's my strap color on my Apple Watch, and it's a color I love. I gravitate towards it. So I want that blood orange one. But this accessory costs £49.99. Now, it also costs the same in dollars, so you're getting a slightly better deal in the States. It's $49.99. For reference, £49.99 is about $60. Now, that is £10 less than a DualSense controller for the PS5. Now, if you think about what a DualSense controller does for you in terms of using your PS5 and how much tech is in a DualSense controller, it's kind of crazy to think that this piece of plastic with fabric for your face and literally just a fabric strap with some plastic that connects to the side of the Quest 3 would cost anywhere close to the cost of a DualSense controller. This is literally a piece of plastic colored blue with some fabric and a fabric strap. And we already know that the quality and the comfort of the stock strap isn't great. So £49.99 will get you a blue or orange version of the same comfort that you get with the thing. I would pay £19.99 for this. That is my ballpark figure. That's my price. That's what I think this should cost. I love the color, and I wish these were cheaper because you could make so many. You could do greens, purples, reds, all sorts of colors, charge a lower price. People would be more inclined to pick up a few, chop and change different colors on different days if they were feeling a certain way. I know I would. I'd pick up a green, I'd pick up a purple, I'd pick up an orange, but I'm not going to even entertain that idea at £49.99 because the strap element I will just throw to one side, and that's what I've done with my Quest. The blue interface is on here because I like the blue. The quality of the cushioning around the actual facial interface is exactly the same as the stock gear, so there's no improvement, but I just like the blue. Next up is the Meta Quest 3 Elite Strap without battery pack. I don't have the battery pack version at this stage, so I can't really talk on that, but this one without the battery pack costs £69.99 or $69.99. Now, to its credit, this is a comfortable option. If you're using the Quest 3 and you're really struggling with that stock strap, the Elite Strap will fix the problem for you. It's got a rubbery support at the back that kind of cups your head, which is quite comfortable. It doesn't have any kind of plush support on it. It really is just like a piece of rubber that kind of rotates as you put your head into it. And then it's just a hard plastic strap with a dial that can be tightened and a fabric support over the top. It's a simple thing. It isn't trying to over-engineer what it needs to do. It works, and it is a lot more comfortable. This is what I used when I went hands-on with the Quest 3 for the first time in London. I like the Elite Strap. I don't like the price. I think £70 to actually make this thing comfortable to use for any longer than an hour or so is extortionate. Now, I think for this piece of plastic, I would probably pay £39.99 at a push, so around half of the value that they've put on it. I think that's a more accurate and honest price for what is effectively a piece of plastic with a piece of rubber and a dial that goes in and out. Now I do have some worries also about the Elite Strap. Infamously, the Elite Strap for the Quest 2 was quite flimsy. Lots of people reported breakages, lots of people reported having to get replacements. This thing wasn't the most reliable head strap on the market. But right now, it's one of the only options people have because third-party accessories haven't appeared at the speed I think a lot of people would have liked. And the ones that have kind of sold out. The Bobo M3 Pro Strap, which I think is a far better value proposition for your Quest 3. You can't get it at the moment. It's out of stock on Amazon. Let's take a look at a comparison of the Bobo M3 Pro Strap side by side with the Elite Strap for Quest 3. Now immediately you can see that the Elite Strap on Quest 3 is a far more simple device. It's a piece of plastic with a piece of rubbery plastic at the back to support your head and a dial to tighten it. That's it. No over-engineering. It's very, very simple, and this will set you back £70, $69.99 or pounds. Then look at the Bobo M3 Pro Strap. Now this thing is far more over-engineered. There's a lot more going on here, but I think what it does and these over-engineered aspects are really beneficial and make the experience so much more comfortable. This is why I stuck with the Bobo for almost the entire lifespan of the Quest 2. It's got plush, spongy supports at the front of your head that sit on your forehead. It's kind of a pleather. It's not leather, but it's really soft. And it's got the same at the back. But it also comes with an interchangeable one on the back, which is like a honeycomb rubber design, which is a bit more grippy. If you're bold like me, grips your head a lot more, doesn't move around. But I actually use the plush pleather support at the back because it's really comfortable on your head, on my head. It also, of course, has the dial to tighten or loosen the head strap, and it all feels a lot more chunky and robust than the Elite Strap. I can understand why the Elite Straps were breaking on Quest 2, just looking at the build quality and looking at how thin that plastic is. If you look at the Bobo, no aspect of it is thin. I have no worries that this thing is all of a sudden going to break or snap on my head. And then finally, the Bobo M3 Pro Strap also comes with an interchangeable battery pack. So this thing is also a battery strap, and you can buy replacement batteries. You can have a couple on charge at any one time and then just swap them in and out as you please, so you can keep gaming for hours and hours and hours. Now this thing, the Bobo M3, was $49.99 when it came out. So $49.99 when they're in stock for the Bobo M3 gets you a robust, comfortable headset. Doesn't feel like it's going to break on you. Loads of support, loads of plush, comfortable support for your head, and interchangeable, hot swappable batteries for additional game time, versus $69.99 for the Elite Strap, which is just a piece of plastic and a bit of rubber to support your head. Both are comfortable options, both will increase the use and comfort of your Quest 3, but again, the price of that Quest 3 Elite Strap is just so inflated. It's not the right price for average consumers. I would pay $39.99 at a push, but even that, when you say that versus $49.99 for the Bobo, which is a battery strap, it sounds kind of crazy. Next up, we have probably the best Meta Quest 3 accessory that Meta have made. I like this a lot, but again, the price is going to be a point of contention. This is the Meta Quest 3 charging dock. I really like this thing. I think it's sleek, I think it's simple, understated, it's not over-engineered again, it gets the job done, it keeps your Quest 3 and controllers charged and tidy between play sessions, and you don't have to worry about plugging anything in. There's no cables to worry about here. You simply drop the Quest and the controllers into their allotted spaces and they'll charge. It's that simple. If you've got a contactless charger for your phone, it's basically that. The dock itself comes with batteries that you put into the Quest 3 controllers, and it makes them contactless charging basically. You just sit them on the little stands, you sit them in their holsters, and they start charging. And the Quest 3 itself already has a contactless charge point on the bottom. You can see the little kind of three dots, the three silver dots there. That lines up on the stand and it starts charging. I really like this thing. I have a similar dock for my Quest 2, and again I used it constantly throughout its life cycle. My Quest 2 was always charged, always tidy, and I'm a bit of a neat freak, so I really like that about it. I really rate this product. This costs £129.99 or $129.99. It stings. That price stings because I think this again is something a lot of people would buy and want if it wasn't so highly priced if it wasn't so expensive. I think for this, realistically, I would pay between £59.99 and £69.99. That's roughly what I paid for the iPhone charging station I have by my bed, which contactlessly does my iPhone, AirPods and watch all at the same time via contactless. Just sit them on there and it goes. And that was around £59 to £69, and I think that's a far more accurate asking price. £129.99 is, again, it's crazy. It's around 26% the cost of the headset itself, just to have the pleasure and privilege of being able to pop it down and charge it. It's a lovely thing, really well made, very sleek, very simple, very tidy. It gets the job done. I love it, but I can't really recommend it for that price unless you're completely flush with cash and you just want a solution. I do think we will see third-party accessories, third-party options pretty soon that sit much closer to that kind of £59, £69 price point. I don't think it will take long for people to get there. Right now, Meta have a monopoly on that market because no accessories are out there, and they're charging like they have a monopoly on that market, because they do. And finally, probably the least exciting thing I have is the carry case. But I really like it. If you're planning to travel with your Quest 3, this thing's great. It's super robust. If you drop this, if you throw this down a flight of stairs, the Quest 3 is not even going to feel it. It's a hard shell, but it's got kind of a soft, fabric-y feel to it. I really like this case. I think it's great. I don't travel much with my VR hardware, but if I did, this is how I do it. Comes with some cutouts inside so that all the accessories kind of sit in there comfortably. I think it's been manufactured so that you can fit the Quest 3 with an Elite strap in there. So if you've got the Elite strap, it will go in comfortably. There's also a bit more room to fit other accessories. There's kind of a little flap where you can open a little kind of trap door up, put some cables in there. It's lovely. I really like this case. If you want to travel with your Quest, I think it's a great option, but it's £69.99. I think this one might be the most outlandishly priced thing. For this, I'd probably pay £29.99. But it is what it is. It's £69.99. So if you want to travel with your Quest right now, this is the option. Again, I think there probably are third-party options out there for this. I think a Quest 2 case will probably do the job. Technically, you'll have more room in there because the Quest 3 is smaller. But yeah, Quest 3 carry case, £69.99. All of these accessories I've shown you today have redeeming qualities. They range from decently built to excellently built. They look great, they feel nice, and the colours of the replacement facial interface and straps are great, and I wish there were more colours available, and I wish they were cheaper so I could buy more of them and swap out the facial interface when I felt like changing the colour. But the pricing of all of them feels wildly inaccurate and a little bit unattainable for people who have just dropped all their money potentially on a Quest 3. The Quest 3 isn't a cheap device. £479.99. It's a luxury purchase, and I guess these accessories speak to a luxury crowd. You know, if you've got the money to drop on a headset, then maybe you've got this kind of money to drop on an accessory. And that's fine if the accessories were completely optional, but in the case of the Quest 3, so many of them aren't. I think the Elite strap is completely essential. You need a better strap than the stock strap provided. So you're pushed into a corner where you have to make an additional purchase. If you're fighting with the discomfort of this headset that just cost you nearly £500, you're going to want to drop money on a head strap to alleviate that discomfort. And right now there aren't many options, so you're probably going to gravitate towards the £70 or £130 with battery pack Elite strap Meta Quest 3 options. I hope you've enjoyed this random little rant video. I like making these. Hopefully it wasn't too ranty and rambly, but when this microphone comes out like this, it's usually going to be, so strap yourself in. Let me know in the comments if you've picked up any accessories. Has that helped with comfort? What did you go for? I'm interested to know. I want to know how the Elite strap's selling, and I want to know how well it's holding up in the wild. Have we had any breakages yet? Fingers crossed we haven't. Fingers crossed we don't see that with the Elite strap for Quest 3, but it looks dangerously similar to the Quest 2. Hopefully you've enjoyed, everyone. If you have, leave a like, leave a comment, hit subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll see you soon for another one. Take care.